4th and goal to go to 2. 34 seconds left to go in the ball game. This is the play right now. Takes the snap. Targeted goes in. Targeted all alone. And the quarterback keeps. Wow, what a call. Nobody touched him.
Here is Jeff, the host of the Gridiron.
All right. Welcome to the Gridiron, baby. If you can get this video a thumbs up and maybe share this video, that would be absolutely freaking phenomenal. If you subscribe to my channel, thank you. If not, please go down below, hit the subscribe button, hit that bell icon. That way next time I go live or if I put a video out, you'll be notified. And it's free of charge. It's totally free of charge. What do you got to lose? But if you are subscribed to my channel, thank you. If you want to help support my channel out, description box below, very top link, takes you to my membership page. I got 3 different membership levels. Each one has their own little perks to them. So once again, if you want to help support my channel out, it would mean so much to me. And I thank you in advance. Thank you. And then finally, just underneath that, there's another link in that description box. It takes you to my Facebook group. It's called the New York Giants, the Gridiron. It's my Facebook group. We have over 9,900 members in the group, and that is doing simply marvelous, might I add. Basically, if I'm alive and breathing, and if I got internet access, I am putting stuff in this group on there 365. It's called the New York Giants, the Gridiron. It's my Facebook group. Please join it. You will not be dissatisfied. I promise. Well, the season got underway tonight. 2 low-life scumbag, possibly humanly worthless scumbag pieces of trash teams that you could possibly get, the Cowboys, and of course the absolute most worthless, humanly pieces of human garbage trash team ever, the Philadelphia Eagles. And of course, no better example of that than Carter spitting on Dak Prescott right in the beginning there. Just absolute worthless piece of scumbag, absolute human piece of trash. I hope they kick him out of the league because he's a scumbag. The Eagles are scumbags. They're just trash. And so, but hopefully tomorrow we won't have any worthless scumbags on the field. Should be a good one with the Chiefs and the Chargers. Looking forward to that one. I'll be watching because I'll be doing stuff on the computer here, editing the videos and all that stuff, and putting the videos up on my YouTube channel and everything. I got while watching the football game. So that one I'm really looking forward to. I didn't have a chance to watch the one tonight, but I don't watch the Eagles anyway. Life is short, and I would rather, watch paint dry than waste 3 hours of my life. Well, I'm not happening. Not happening. My life is short. I'm entering the 4th quarter, and I'm not gonna waste 3 hours of my precious life that I have left remaining on this earth watching the Eagle. That ain't happening. So, but I will be watching the game tomorrow. So, but it's like that. The big thing going is Andrew Thomas going to play? Is he not going to play? Of course, he's been saying all along. Obviously, week 1 is the goal. There's no. There's what he had done. There's no time frame. He even had surgery back in April to remove a screw that was causing him some type of discomfort. So maybe that's that other operation that he had. I believe it was in April. Maybe that's what's causing some. Who knows? But obviously, the big thing is that you want, when he does take the field, you want to just wind him up, put him on the field, and say, "Brother, we'll see you at the end of the year. Good luck. God bless. You're a left tackle." You don't want him out there on the field after one series. He's I'm feeling a little something there. Maybe I should take, and then he comes back the 2 weeks later, and maybe you put him out there for another series or 2. I don't know. He comes off, bows back. You don't want that. When he goes in there, if he has to come off again because of injury, you want it to be another injury, something else, something totally unrelated to this Liz Frank injury. So, hopefully, it is what it is, right? Washington does not have a superior, unbelievable, talented defense, right? They got a good offense. I mean, they got some good players on defense, but they're we're not talking an upper echelon defense here, But their offense is going to be obviously something to contend with, as the Giants are going to say. So the Giants obviously can be interesting to see. Probably going to have Hudson in there if Thomas can't go. Also going to be interesting to see when they go to maybe some type of jumbo package. Very interesting to see. When does Manhurts come on the field, right? When it's 4th and 1 and they got all the guys lined up on the line. Is it going to be Manhurts? Who's going to be those extra? But is it going to be Neal? Is it going to be Bo? Right? It's going to be very, very interesting to see. But it seems like if Thomas can't go, they're going to try to roll the dice with Hudson and see how well he winds up doing. But the thing was, there was a little glimmer of hope maybe on Wednesday. Now, hey, knock on wood, all right? I mean, this is like almost something like a miracle of God, right? I mean, you want to look at the injury report, and the Giants had one guy on there. I'm like, oh my God. So, of course, it's Andrew Thomas, but he was limited participation, limited in practice. But there wasn't 5 or 6 or 7 or 8 names like they usually are with the New York Giants. So, fortunately, don't want to be Debbie Downer or nothing like that, but I'm sure after this game over, the Giants will wind up having guys on the injury report, as they seem to do all the time. I said, I hope not, but that's something we're used to here. But to go after the off season, the guys had some injuries, some surgeries and stuff like that, played 3 preseason games, had some joint practices and all that stuff and everything. And after all of that, we're getting ready for week 1. Right, we got 1 guy on the injury list. Not bad. Not bad at all. So that you can't complain about. Of course, unfortunately, it's Andrew Thomas, but hopefully within, that interesting thing too is that, if they don't think that he's close, right, they put him maybe on injury reserve, so you have to maybe miss the first four games, right? You don't want a guy on there, well, he might be out 5 or 6 weeks. Let's keep him on the active 53 and just have him take up a roster. No, you don't want to do that. Right? So, if they think he's close within a game or two, well, maybe not week 1, maybe week 2, but hopefully week 3, So, since he's still on the 53 and all that stuff, Aaron, they think he must be pretty close. So, if it's not this Sunday, hopefully very, very soon. As I said, there was a little bit of glimmer of hope when he was limited in participation or limited in practice on Wednesday. But he didn't practice today on Thursday. So, chances are him playing, going out there and just winding up on Sunday and go play a whole full game of football when he's done some stuff. Don't get me wrong. But see, it's like with Sexy Dexy, right? He really hasn't had a lot of going on. He's been doing stuff on the side. That's because he's coming back from injury. But with Sexy, he never plays the whole game anyway. It's not like, all right, Sexy, we're going to have 65 defensive snaps this week against the Commanders. You're going to be on the field for every one of them. That doesn't happen. He's on there for 40 snaps out of the 60 or whatever, So he's never, expected to play every step. But with the left tackle, it's not like, oh, we'll put Andrew Thomas out there for 8 snaps, pull him out, put somebody else in there for 5 snaps, pull them out, put Andrew Thomas back in. And that, the object is to have all the 5 guys, obviously, on the field all the time, the whole game, every game. So the fact that he wasn't out there, didn't participate on Thursday, really, they have one more practice, Friday, and then Saturday's a travel day, and of course Sunday we're off and running, baby. So, the they have some guys who can rush the passer, and it's nothing, Frankie Louvu, uh, you know, Von Miller, they got to, but it's not where they used to have. Remember that they had the Fab Four, they had the four guys, right? They're all first round picks, right? That's not there anymore. So they certainly have some good players on defense. They're not an unbelievably, amazingly phenomenal defense, right? Hopefully we should be able to move the ball. And if we actually have a kicker this year, right, we should score some points on them. They're probably going to score some points on us as well, too, because the last time we checked, their quarterback's not too shabby, right? So, a lot of time, apparently, unlike the football game tonight, I don't think either team had their defense on the field from stuff I was reading in Facebook groups and all of that. So, but usually, it takes it seems like the defenses are maybe a little bit ahead of the offenses and all that. But there should be some points scored this week. Hope that should be a good game. And if the Giants are to lose, right, I don't expect that. Yeah. I'm looking at like a one-score game either way. Either the Giants just eke it out, or they lose by, like whatever the point spread is. The point spread's what, 6, something like that. So I look for the Giants to lose by a touchdown or less. 27-20, or the Giants win at 23-21 or 24-23, something like that. But that's why you play the games. You don't know how the ball's going to bounce. A bad bounce here, a couple bad calls there, whatever like that. And, it could be a 2-score game, but for the most part, I'm looking at just to be kind of like just a 1-score game either way. But, getting back to Andrew Thomas, whoops, I didn't think I put this up there, did I? So, will he play? Well, as I said, it turns out Thomas was the only player on the team's injury report. And this is for Wednesday and Thursday, right? With his foot. So, where are we at here? Okay, so Washington, though, Dorrance Armstrong, he's got a knee. He was limited participation. He's one of their defensive ends for the Commanders. Noah Brown, wide receiver, he was limited, knee. Jonathan Jones, a cornerback, has a hamstring. He was limited. Matt Gay, their kicker, he had an illness, but he was full participation. So it looks like, well, it's tough. I don't know exactly for the man, but it looks like there's a good chance Andrew Thomas won't play. But then Marcus Mariota, the quarterback, he has an Achilles. I'm not sure what slight strain. I don't know, but he was full participation. So looks like quite possibly everybody for the Commanders might suit up, and maybe for the Giants, maybe Andrew Thomas won't. But we will have to wait and see. Let's see, Andrew Thomas. He hasn't. Once again, he hasn't committed to playing yet, and frankly, nobody should expect him to. He isn't the kind of talent you want to rush back. It's been described as sore but manageable, which is exactly the sort of thing that never goes away if you try to force it, and that's what the Giants don't want to do. We got 17 games to go. We got it's a long season, long way to go. If it takes to do another month, that's what it takes to get your best offensive lineman on the field, okay, to do what he can do. And let's hope the guy doesn't get injured again, right? If it takes another month, it takes another month. It is what it is. I would rather miss the first 4 games and have them strong, right, without any more injuries for the final 13 games than to have them in and out of the lineup for the first couple months, and then it has to take 2 weeks off because it's just that's a little sore. Let's give him a couple weeks, and then it goes back. And you don't want that. I said the big thing when you get them on the field, you just want to wind them up and say, "We'll see you at the end of the year. Go get him, kiddo." Right? So, he's somebody that if we can get that him on the offensive line, we are, a different team. It's just like with Malik Neighbors out there, right? I love me Darius Slayton 10 ways to Tuesday, right? He's a good wide receiver. I remember Bob Papa talked about it quite a bit. Just listening to him, he said, I can give you, quite a bit of tape with Darius Slayton. Quite a bit of tape. Times he's literally just run by guys, and the ball's never thrown. And we know who the quarterback is. Right now, hopefully that'll change this year with Mr. Wilson, Mr. Moonball, right? But as I said, I love Darius Slayton. I love Wando Robinson, and all that. And I hope Jalen Hyatt comes around and all that stuff. I'll have to wait and see. But, we're a different team with Malik Neighbors on the field. We are a little different team with Andrew Thomas on the field. So let's hope for the best. But, I said, and the Cowboys, their defense is not super duper phenomenal either. I mean, the Eagles are apparently, what I was reading anyway, Facebook group. As I said, I'm not watching the game. I was getting ready for this. So apparently the Eagles got a great offense, but they're just apparently just walking up and down the field on the Cowboys. So neither one of these defenses, the first couple of weeks that we're going to face, have phenomenal defenses, right? So if Andrew Thomas got to miss the first couple of games, so bad. But when he does come back on the field, well, I'm just don't look back. Run, Forrest, run. Don't look back, buddy. Right. So it's not looking good. I mean, I hope he does, but it's, as of right now, it's not looking like he's going to play on Sunday.